Listen up, you little fucklets. Do you or have you ever enjoyed the Power Rangers as a child? If you answered yes and haven't already played this game, then put on your fucking thinking caps and make like a sponge, cause you're about to soak up some sweet fucking hot off the press gossip. Put on some Versace shades because this knowledge train's headlights are blinding. Hope you brought your heat-resistant industrial use workman gloves because this juicy info is scorching fucking hot. Mark, before you get ahead of yourself, can you just fucking reel it back in? Dial it back a step. I've warned you once. Right? I've warned you once. Start as we mean to go on. Okay? Start as we mean to go on. Fucking dial back the writing. Alright, try again. Now, having said all of that, if you aren't familiar with the Power Rangers at all, you will still be able to find some enjoyment with this game, strictly as another game within the beloved beat-em-up genre. So just in case you aren't familiar with the Power Rangers, but are still interested in seeing what this game has to offer, here's a brief informational video created by yours truly to give you the rundown of what you've missed with the show.
Morphin time! Morphin time! Morphin time! Morphin time!
The main point we should all take away from this is, who the fuck hasn't ever seen the Power Rangers? Is it possible, even today with all the spin-off series, that anyone hasn't seen just one episode of the Power Rangers? It's just not right. It's immoral, it's unethical, and quite frankly it's just inconsiderate. So if that's the case with you, then you can leave. Alright? Go. Go on. Go. I think I should probably reevaluate my treatment of others. This is another one of those SNES games I have a heap of nostalgia for. Who could possibly forget that iconic theme with the solo that played as the title screen smacked you in the dick like a small child with a superiority complex? If you were a fan of the show and haven't even heard of this game, let alone played it, you've missed out greatly. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the Super Nintendo was developed by Natsume and released in September of 1994. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up with some interesting changes to the gameplay in parts, but I'll delve deeper into that later. There's really not much to say about the plot at all, it's pretty generic and bare bones, but don't let that deter you. What, would you turn down a woman with a sweet haze just because she's a manic schizophrenic and a convicted felon? Of course not. On with the synopsis! Basically, Rita Repulsa has proven to still be a cunt as we see an area has been invaded by putty patrollers and it's up to the Power Rangers to stop them. I say that, I actually mean it's up to 5 normal as fuck teenage students to stop them until they've charged up enough morphine juice to unleash their inner beast. And make the sky fall in a crimson hail and coat the streets in the dust of human bones and make the rivers flow with the blood of any who oppose them! And it's all just too fucking fun. What's important to note about the story of this game is that there isn't much there because there doesn't need to be. Much like the show, the point is the action, the fast pace and the sheer fun of it, and that essence is captured excellently here. Every ranger is represented with their own unique personalities just as they were in the show. Well, mostly. I don't want to get on the wrong side of a lawsuit or anything, so not making any bold statements on record here. What I mean to say is, look at fucking Billy over there! Just got back from a new D&D tournament there, buddy? Just finished your new Lord of the Rings fanfic where Sam and Frodo kiss? Look, okay, my point is, he looks so stereotyped and weak, it's hilarious. Look at the way he punches! He wasn't even this bad in the show. But I'm getting sidetracked, so let's move on to the biggest appeal, the gameplay. The game features 7 stages. 5 of which follow the same side-scroll and beat-em-up layout, whereas the final 2 switch things up and the game becomes a 2D one-on-one fighter for the final epic boss battles. It really is excellently done and switches up the pacing nicely for the finale. At the beginning of each stage you get to choose which ranger you want to play as, and as I mentioned before, you begin in your human form until you're able to morph further into the area. But making you wait only makes the reward all the more sweeter. Fucking deadly weapons of mass murder. My favourite of which being Zack's axe, because he simply does not give a fuck. That thing could literally sever heads, and he's over there wondering if it's Tuesday or Wednesday today and if he remembered to put Game of Thrones on record. Completely oblivious to the instrument of terror he holds in his hand. The enemies mainly consist of putties with the occasional machine you'll have to destroy or some fun environmental hazards to dodge by platforming, which as with the combat feels great. For the most part though, you'll be dealing with putty patrollers, so it's a good job that there's a decent variety ranging from both the different colours and difficulty of enemies. My only complaint about this is that there's never even once a soundbite of a putty making the famous chicken noise. Fix that shit, Natsume, patch it right now, recall all stock, lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit. The gameplay itself is fluid and responsive. You have a few variations of the same 3-hit combo by holding various directions on the D-pad whilst attacking, which isn't much, but it adds just enough to keep things from getting stale after playing it for a while, and actually feels great when you begin to switch up your combos between enemies. You also have a bomb ability which is specific to each individual character you play as. Each ranger's animal appears on screen as they carry out an attack that destroys all enemies around them. Now let's talk about the boss fights. Trust me when I say they tight. The bosses consist of all the main villains from the first season of the original series. Bit of trivia for you there, so don't say I don't do anything for you, because when the end of the month rolls around again, and you've got no one, and you think to yourself, how will I make it through another month? And I'm the one waiting at the school gates for you when no one else will, with a fruit shoot and a packet of Starburst, and I say, it's okay little Tyrell, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not fucking going anywhere, Tyrell! They're all widely varied and brilliantly done in a way that keeps every level leading up to each new boss encounter exciting and never fails to keep you playing for hours on end. Some bosses will piss you off more than others, but there's no denying a lot of effort went into making each and every one of them. I mentioned the last 2 stages of the game and how they changed things up briefly already, but let's talk about those in more detail since, you know, they allow you to play as a fucking mecha god. A short cutscene plays just before you begin the, what I refer to as, second segment of the game. The scene gives a fantastic build up to the moment where the Megazord is assembled and you begin your contender match for the Intergalactic Heavyweight Championship of the Cosmos. Truthfully, the timing of the change in gameplay was spot on. Just as things are starting to feel repetitive, it throws you right into something new. And the locations these stages are set in, coupled with the sense of power you get from playing as the Megazord, add to the overall mood and fast-paced finale, with waves crashing around you and Rita Repulsa's lair looming in the background. The level design in this game is also great. The final stages stand out the most to me, but every stage has its own level of charm. But can I just say that the final stage is in fucking space? That shit's nothing to wave a stick at. In summary, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the Super Nintendo is an excellent little game with a great amount of charm to it. It's nothing revolutionary as far as the genre of beat-em-ups go, but it's up there in my list of the best for the system, and especially for fans of the source material. It's more than enough to keep you entertained from beginning to end. Great level design and flowing gameplay with a decent little combo system and superb boss fights that will take you right back to your childhood. It's one of those SNES games that you can fly through in just over an hour if you're decent at it, and you all know for me that's not always a bad thing. Because of the genre this falls under, if it had gone on for much longer without any other drastic changes to gameplay, it might have become too strung out by the end. But the fact is, even if you did want there to be more gameplay, there happens to be more Power Rangers games for the Super Nintendo, which aren't quite up to scratch with this one in my opinion, but are still great from start to finish. So if you ever felt as though you haven't had enough, there's still far more to come. If you're a fan of beat-em-ups, and furthermore, if you're a fan or somewhat interested in the series, then I urge you to try it out as soon as possible, and I can guarantee you will not be disappointed. No one put that in fucking writing. Don't ask me to put that in writing, I will not fucking put my reputation on the line! Oh, I'm gonna jeopardize my own career, is that his fucking writing fraudulent tax receipts, is that what am I fucking... It's possible that my nostalgia for the series as a kid may carry this game slightly higher in my personal rating, and if that's the case then fuck it, lube me up, because I'm cramming Power Rangers memorabilia into every single orifice possible, and you have my word it's never coming back out. I think I've said all there is to say, I'm done. Hello everyone, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the review. I decided to follow up on the first review with another game that I actually like. Too often these days people focus solely on games that they don't like for reviews in the name of fucking comedy. But I wanted to kind of start things off a bit more refreshing to viewers and things like that. The next review is a toss-up. I may end up doing a game I don't like, but I don't know, we'll see. I look forward to making it, and I hope you guys look forward to seeing the next review that I'll put out. Fuck knows when it'll be though, so don't wait in anticipation.